In December 1941, during the Japanese assault on Wake Island, one Grumman F4F Wildcat crash-landed while defending the airfield. Unlike most destroyed aircraft, this one remained largely intact. Japanese forces quickly secured the wreckage and eventually transported the airframe back to Japan. One of the few known examples of a near-complete American fighter to fall into Japanese hands early in the war. It would become a rare opportunity for Japan to directly analyze the design, structure, and combat capabilities of a frontline U.S. Navy fighter. The captured Wildcat was repaired by technical personnel, likely under Mitsubishi supervision, using a combination of reverse-engineered parts and workarounds based on available documentation and observation. It was repainted with the Hinomaru, the Japanese red sun insignia, and flight-tested in controlled conditions. Initial reports confirmed what Japanese pilots had already observed in combat. The Wildcat was slower than the Mitsubishi A6M0, had inferior climb and turn rates, and was heavier overall. But the Wildcat had qualities the Zero lacked, and they were significant. The F4F Wildcat was powered by a 1,200 horsepower Pratt & Whitney R1830-76 twin Wasp engine. Its maximum speed was approximately 331 miles per hour at 21,000 feet, slower than the A6M20's 331 miles per hour at 14,900 feet, but with a higher service ceiling and superior dive performance. The Wildcat also featured self-sealing fuel tanks, armor plating around the cockpit, and robust construction. Test pilots found that it could sustain far more structural damage than any Japanese naval fighter then in service. This had direct implications for survivability and pilot protection in prolonged engagements. The Wildcat's standard 6.50 caliber Browning M2 machine guns provided considerable forward firepower. In Japanese tests, these guns were evaluated for their kinetic damage, penetration, and impact force. Compared to the lighter 7.7mm machine guns and 20mm Type 99 cannons on the Zero, the Wildcat's armament was considered more durable and reliable, with a longer sustained rate of fire before overheating. However, the manual landing gear, operated by a 29-turn hand crank, was regarded as antiquated and impractical, particularly under combat conditions. It was cited in Japanese assessments as a design flaw. This technical evaluation helped the Imperial Japanese Navy revise tactical guidance. Pilots were instructed to avoid prolonged horizontal dogfights with American fighters and instead focus on high-speed boom and zoom attacks, exploiting the Zero's superior climb and acceleration. This shift in doctrine reflected lessons not just from combat, but directly from the Wildcat's flight trials in Japan. By 1943, there are no further documented references to the captured Wildcat. It was likely scrapped or lost in a training accident, common among test aircraft that had no access to original spare parts. But for a brief period, it served as a very valuable asset for Japanese military intelligence and aviation engineers. It provided empirical data on American engineering, manufacturing techniques, and air combat design priorities, particularly the emphasis on survivability over maneuverability. Want to know more? Check the bio description for links to my ebooks or search for Adrian Langsford on Amazon.